Don, I need to get into your position, please. All righty, well, welcome everyone. Welcome to our annual Hall of Fame. It is so great to see everyone. A couple years ago, we decided to separate the Hall of Fame from the other awards because we really do want to make sure that we take the time and actually acknowledge the individuals for what they have done for the league for so many years and how grateful and how appreciative we is, of that. And so we're so grateful for this class of 2024 who's going to be, inducted this year regarding that aspect of it. So for those who don't know, I am Vincent Fuqua. I'm the commissioner of the, oh my gosh, oh my God. I'm the commissioner of the Central Gay Softball League, which I've been the commissioner since 2008. So I've been here for quite a while, which is something that I love doing because this league in itself is the word to me. So I'm really grateful for that, and just grateful for everyone for being here. And I want to thank John Christopher, who's the head of the Hall of Fame committee. So John, thank you for getting this all together. We appreciate it. And then also all our wonderful committee folks who are here. So now I'm going to turn it over to Don, who's going to introduce one of our sponsors.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, everyone. First, I want to personally congratulate all the Hall of Famer people, and especially Stacy, who represents the women group. And John Alexander, my dear friend. Yes, indeed. And Everett, who I don't know very well. And Ingrid. So it's lovely to see all of you. I'm here actually to present our sponsor, Thrivent. Thrivent, I apologize. But I wanted to just say why sponsorships are very crucial for the success of this league. They provide very much a sustainable resource for both our short-term seasonal plans and managing the league throughout the season, and furthermore, our very long-term aspirations. So as we go on this year, if you think of an organization or an individual that has the need or the interest in expanding their brand and targeting us as an organization, they get a lot out of it also. We have over 1,000 people in this league, and it's a very big deal. And of course, we're all purchasers and buyers of many different products and services. So, just something to consider, please. Of course, the league is all about creating a safe and encouraging and competitive environment for all of us. So thank you to my fellow board members for your work this week.
And your position as on the board now, so the reason why you're...
Thank you. Yes, indeed. Thank you. I'm very honored to have this opportunity. Chris Benson is the head of Thrivent. And it's interesting, I was going to memorize a lot of this, but as many of you know, my background is also historically in the financial institution space. And we've had some good conversations over the years we've known each other about why. Now, what's really interesting, I think, is that Chris sees everything through the lens of your investment portfolios and your financial well-being. But furthermore, and this is where it's a real plus, everyone, he is an advocate, spokesperson for our community. And that really does matter. A lot of people tell me, keep it in the family, to work with people who get us, et cetera, but I give you a really big nod for that, Chris. And let's hear a little round of applause for Chris. Chris has all of the certifications you might suspect. Yes. And he's very, very qualified. And without further ado, Chris Benson. Thank you.
playing softball, I think, because COVID interfered, but I only think for 4 years, maybe 5. And my husband, Angel, who many of you may know, or may have heard because he's loud out on the field, right? I always know where he's at because I'll hear his voice. He's actually louder than you, John.
Yeah, I know. It's rare, but it happens.
And I did not grow up playing sports. I've never gotten an award for playing sports. I'm a Monopoly and a backgammon guy or something like that. But I did play a lot of wiffle ball out front at the house that I lived in Hayward. And so when I started dating Angel, I knew he was a really good player. I was this dutiful softball wife and cheering him on at the field. When he had an injury, I was taking care of him, and we got to know each other really well through that incident. That's how we ended up with the key to my apartment. We'll keep it short. With that bullet point. I have to say something to embarrass him. So,
good job.
But I wanted to play catch, and he's like, no, we're not doing that. And I kept encouraging it, and he was like, that's not gonna happen. And so finally one day I took him out for a picnic, brought a bottle of wine, so forth, and about halfway through the picnic I says, oh look, 2 gloves and a softball. And I got the eye roll, so we were kind of catching a little bit, and then, I got a little bit better at it, and we got a little bit further apart, and he says, at some point he goes, you might actually be able to try out. And then he tells me, there's D, and because we didn't have E at the time. Right. I probably could have qualified for something more like G if we had that. But so ends up being that we're playing catch, and he's telling me in D, different from the league where he plays with C, there's an arch to the ball. When you throw it. I'm like, oh, and in C, he's like, no, there's no arch. That's kind of one of the things, that's different between your skill level. And so I took a little bit, step back a little bit more, put my hand back like this, and I put more of my body into it, and boy, did I surprise him. And he says, wow, I think you need to go try out for softball. And I ended up on the Rockstars that first year. What's exciting, and this is where softball means a lot to me, and our community means a lot to me. I ended that year being Rookie of the Year. And for the first time in my life, for sports, it wasn't honorable mention. It was an actual award for performance, And Vincent, I have it in my office, hanging on my wall, among all the other stuff, but that's the one I'm most proud of. And softball means a lot to me because it's so great when not just being out in the field and playing together, but then we see each other afterwards, we see each other in the community, and I've built so many friendships as a result of our interactions, and I'm just really proud to be part of this community, and I'm thankful to be here today. 20 years ago, I joined Thrivent. Thrivent is a Fortune 500 company. I'm not the leader of it. I am of just my own little practice here locally. But it's a Fortune 500 company for financial services, and it's also not-for-profit. What's unique about Thrivent is that we're the only not-for-profit company on the Fortune 500. So not only can we help our clients with their wealth management and protection planning, but we're also giving a lot back to the community, and we have generosity programs that can help a person who's a client give back to their local community, such as I'm able to do here with Softball League. I'm involved with the San Francisco AIDS Foundation and a lot of other organizations here in our community. I wanted to give you a couple of things that you could take away today. If you're interested, take pride in your finances. There's a QR code on the back of this. You can get 3 free online coaching sessions with a coach about budgeting, finding more money in your budget to put towards savings and things like that. It's a free program, and I encourage somebody to do that. Also, in our Thrive It magazine, which comes out quarterly, we have an article in here about, they're ready. 5 ways to improve your credit score. Very handy information that we have in here. Also, one of the things that people don't know is that on January 1st, 2026, your tax situation changes. The current tax laws was only a 10-year rule. So we have a comparison of 2017 and 2026 and how things may revert back to the way they were, or steps you can take today to help your current tax situation. And there's a lot of great information here. I have this stuff here in the back. Lastly, a little goodie bag for everybody that's here. The SEC doesn't allow me to give money out to people, so I brought you chocolate coins. That's your dessert for today. And lastly, I have a Live Generously t-shirt for everybody. It says Live Generously on it. So that's a gift to you. Angel will help you out with the size. And for the inductees, I have a flower for you.
Aww. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. And Chris did not mention either, as being one of our sponsors. He actually one who actually sponsors this event for the Hall of Fame. So thank you, Chris, very much. We really appreciate that very much. And I really appreciated the story that you told about how you got involved with softball and the fact that you all my money. That in itself is right there. I love Angel, but it does let us know the beauty of softball. That it really is not just about being out there on the field, but it's about making a connection with everyone, and that's why I do see it as more actually as a family running aspect of it. And Chris, you demonstrated that very well. So I just want to thank you very much for being a sponsor, for being in the league, and becoming Rookie of the Year. Your first year. That's a beautiful thing. So thank you. So now we actually have the opportunity to bring up someone else who's actually already in the Hall of Fame, who's going to come up and share a little bit themselves regarding aspects of it. And this individual I know him for many years regarding that aspect of it. We used to play against each other, but now we actually play on the same team, with one another. And so I'm just so honored because they have such a huge passion about softball. And let's put it this way, if you plan with your hearts, and if you hear someone, you think it's my voice, it's actually Andy's voice. If his voice is actually a little louder than my voice, believe it or not, regarding that aspect of it. But his love for the game is incredible, but also his passion for other people are actually incredible. He takes things in so much with his heart, and so we're just so grateful that he's part of the Hall of Fame, and now actually have the opportunity to come and share with y'all his thoughts regarding being in the Hall of Fame and what softball leads with him. So, Andy Anderson.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. I was like, thanks, Vincent. Thanks for trying to make me cry before I talk. So, I know a lot of people here in the audience today, and I've played with a lot of you, and I've played against a lot of you. But I just wanted to come and share kind of my story. I started playing in the league probably 1985, 1986, on the Metro's team, when the Metro had a team, and was coached by Art Jackson. I remember my coach. Really wonderful man, had amazing softball knowledge. Played for many teams over the years, but started playing with a group of people that I came to call family. And I've been playing with most of them my whole softball career. And it's given me a sense of purpose, and they're my other family.
Yeah.
Those of you who know me know I'm an emotional mess. And also, it's been the second longest relationship I've had in my life. My longest relationship is with my husband, Marcus. And he has went above and beyond support for me in my softball career. And it was like, when I joined the softball league, it was because I was new in the city, hadn't been here long, and I wanted to do something to meet people. And so what I didn't know is that the softball league is the absolute perfect place to go and meet new friends and form relationships and become a family. And that's what softball's become to me. And even though I don't play with a lot of the people now that I started playing with, they're still my family, and I still look at them as my family. And so, I don't know, how long has it been since I was voted into the Hall of Fame? It's been like 10 years or something, it's crazy. But I played for the sheer joy of playing softball. I used to be really super competitive, and the people who played with me knew that. And when I stepped on the field, I wanted to win. And what I realized over the years is that you go out there and play for the fun of it. And if you win, that's great. And if you don't, it's okay too. You know, it's okay just to go out there and enjoy the game. And that's what I've learned over the years. Try to win, but if you don't, just enjoy the game. And so I appreciate this league more than most people will ever know, because it gave me a purpose, and it gave me friends, and it gave me family. And that's something I'll carry with me for the rest of my life. All right, before I get to cry again, I'm going to turn it back over to Nancy. Thank you, guys.
Somebody throw that in, appreciate it.
Love you, Mandy. All right, now we get the honor for our inductees, and this is always one of the great parts about this event. So the first person who's going to be inducted is going to be Stacy, who's our UIC and an absolutely incredible person. But someone's going to be coming to present beforehand. Someone who actually used to be involved in our league as well. And so it's really great to see, Ellie Schaefer back as part of this league and being able to be there, because I don't know if y'all know, she's done so much for our league before she left. It is remarkable, and to see where you are right now and continue to support us, we're grateful for that, Ellie. So thank you, and so bring you up to introduce Stacy.
Thank you very much. So first of all, congratulations to everyone. It's, to be voted into the Hall of Fame by your peers is a pretty cool thing. So I will do my best to refer to her as Stacy and not Stobo or Dude throughout this whole time, but there's no guarantees. So Stacy had asked me to introduce her, and I hopped on the SFGSL website. And I looked and I was like, oh, there's like a 3-line bio for her. Talked about her Southern California roots, now that she's in San Francisco, and her time in the SFGSL. And I was sitting there thinking to myself about a story that happened to me and Stacy, which was, for those of you who don't know, I worked at the White House for 8 years under President Obama. And Stacy and some friends came to visit. When you come to visit the White House, you have to have a background check, and the Secret Service does a thorough investigation for you to come in. There were some questions about Stacy's background. So I had a lot of conversations with Secret Service about her coming in to visit the White House. So we went back and forth, and it ended with a Secret Service officer coming into my office and us having a conversation. We got Stacy cleared, she was ready to come in, and shortly after that, a staff member of mine came in, very young, very eager to learn, and he asked me a bunch of questions, and then he said to me, I just have one final question. And I said, yeah. And he goes, what's a stobo? Because this whole time, we've just been referring to Stobo. So I thought I would tell you a little bit about Stacy that you may or may not know. Well, it's not too bad. It's not a roast. So she first started playing at Southeast Orange Bobby Sox at 8 years old. Her dad coached her team for years. She's a former Marine. She did not get kicked out of the Marines, just for the record. She's hung out with Willie Mays. She bartended at the White House 4th of July celebration that honored veterans. She occasionally gets kicked off of Facebook by Facebook. At El Modena High School, Stobo and her fellow vanguards decided to ditch softball practice and throw a hydration session with the team. Stobo, being the ultimate team player, expertly sourced some refreshments for the team so they could stay hydrated. The team didn't think much of the coach and his training regime, so they decided to take it on their own. Larry Cowden says his love, and congratulations. In 2011, the San Francisco Giants were visiting the White House. And they were getting the presentation of the World Series trophy by President Obama. And Stobo and some of my friends came over for that. The social event afterwards, after the presentation, the Giants players and coaches were walking around and getting to interact with them. And Stobo proceeded to walk up to a bunch of the Giants players and ask them if they'd ever heard of or if they ever worn the nutty blanket, which is the protected jockstrap that she had seen an infomercial for.
Wow.
There's no balance. She is
No filter there.
So Stobo, as you all are aware, she is smart, funny. She wears her heart on her sleeve. There is never much question about where you stand with her. And most of all, she loves being the UIC of the SFGSL. She has been a player for years, first base and catcher, and an umpire for years. While you might think her umpiring career started in San Francisco, it actually started in early when she would be calling Bobby Sox games from behind the plate since she was a teenager. So if you can, get her to show you the photo of her in flowered shorts and a big giant chest protector. It's a good one. Stobo knows the rules of the game, and what makes her a great umpire in the UIC is she wants people to be comfortable with the rules and not be afraid of them. She is also committed to helping players and coaches understand the rules of the game and has been involved in running scorekeeping clinics, follow-all umpire clinics, and for players who want to learn, and she is committed to helping the league gain good umpires. She also teaches her golden rule. When a team will come to her with a problem, the first response is, "Did you protest?" In addition to her love of the SFGSL, others have recognized Stobo's talents. She has umpired the NCAA D3 Championship in Virginia, the D2 Championship, the D1 Big West, and the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic, which is a televised tournament with 31 of NCAA's biggest teams in softball. I talked to a few folks about Stobo's induction into the Hall of Fame, and here are some of my favorite quotes from those conversations. "She by far has the shiniest umpire shoes of anyone I have ever worked with in my entire career. There's no one I'd rather umpire with than Stacy. Her passion and dedication for the SFGSL are unmeasurable. She always heads up a solid blue crew at tournaments. My baby dyke heart melted every time she umpired my game. I'm happy every time I see her behind the plate. This is an awesome honor for Stacy. There's no one I'd rather see in the Hall of Fame. Well deserved. And finally, as an umpire and a UIC, she is all for her umpires to be professional, keep learning the game, be open to talking with players and coaches, but whatever you do, don't ever, ever touch her fucking chalk line batter's box." So, congratulations to Stacy. Well deserved. You have made the part of the GSL so successful, and you're involved in it. So, congratulations. I love you, and You're next.
Got your hanky? Good. Hey, I told you to be quiet.
Yeah, breeders.
This isn't the Rookie of the Year competition, right? No.
You only see me wearing these on the field.
Yet.
Thank you, Ellie. That was amazing. I love you, buddy. We need to start with the fact that although I work in front of a lot of people, I have great anxiety speaking in public. Okay, so bear with me. I'd like to congratulate all my fellow nominees. Well deserved. Secondly, I'd like to thank the committee for this unexpected honor. I really like flying under the radar. Like we say in officiating, we've had a really good game if nobody remembers you. The church I worship in is a softball diamond. I grew up in Southern California, played softball for as long as I can remember. I joined their great gay softball league when I turned 18, but never felt a true sense of community until I moved to San Francisco in June of '94. It was too late to join the league that season, but a great friend of mine that moved here to attend law school invited me to participate in the very first Giants Until There's a Cure Day at Candlestick. One of my first clients in San Francisco, my other job is a hairstylist, was Ellie Schaefer. She asked me to come out and help her team have enough to play. Little did I know that I was Ellie's replacement that night, yes. I found a group of women at Jackson, introduced myself, and played with a team of strangers that night, but made friends that last till this day. I officially joined our GSL in '95 and was fortunate enough to be on a team, the Rascals, with two titans of our league, Linda Perrios and Ray Tilden. I played with them in the Open Division for a few seasons before moving to the Women's Division and joining Sweet Inspiration. In 2000, I decided to follow another lifelong dream of becoming a certified umpire. I don't count those few seasons that I umpired Bobby Sox when I aged out at 16. My body was breaking down from all my years playing a variety of sports, so I thought this was the best way to stay involved in the sport that pumps through my veins. My retirement from playing only lasted a few seasons before I got the itch to play again. I joined Lookout Below, a women's B team, and had a blast. Around this time, I also joined my fellow female umpires on a tournament team called the Blues. Yes. My idea for the team name got shot down. I thought we should be named the Call Girls. I always felt bad for whichever umpire had to work our games. Around 2005 or 2006, I was approached, and it was more like cornered, at the Outside West by Ellie Schaefer and Bernadette Eskew. Our beloved UIC, Patty Price, was in the late stages of cancer, and the girls asked me if I would consider becoming our league's UIC. I was hoping it would be a temporary assignment, but unfortunately, Patty succumbed to her disease, so I've been at the helm ever since. After a few more seasons, I decided it was time for another change. A lot of the younger players on our team started having babies, so we dissolved our team. I went back to the Open Division and joined the F-Liners, where I met my, yes, vote nominee, John Dirty Girl Alexander. From there, I followed John when he created the Eagles C team in 2014. Boy, was that a fun team.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yes. My run with the Eagles culminated in 2018 at the Paris Gay Games, my first and only experience at the Gay Games. Earlier that year, I had elbow surgery, and while playing in the bronze medal game, which we won,
Yep.
I broke a rib diving for a ball. I haven't been able to get back in that saddle again. And the problem is, if you know me, I'm highly competitive. I'm sure more than a few of you can relate. My mind is an upper division player, but my body won't cooperate and do the things I'm used to doing. From the moment I stepped on the field at the Stick in '94 through the present day, the sense of love and community within our league never ceases to amaze me. So many bonds of friendship have been forged throughout our league. In fact, most of my friendships in San Francisco were born through the GSL. I'm eternally grateful for the opportunity softball has afforded me, but most importantly, the family and support we've created within our community is unmatched. Through dark times and the highest moments, we are there for each other. I love you all. Thank you. Thank you. There's an E in my name.
Oh. First mistake.
It's okay. Now we're done. We're done.
There you go. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Beautiful. All right, congratulations.
Good job.
Who did that?
Okay, so the next person who's gonna be inducted into the Hall of Fame, unfortunately, they're not able to be here because they decided to do a vacation during this time, and that's okay, we still love them regarding that aspect of it. But another Hall of Fame member of our league who's also been involved with our league for many, many years, and even though they took like a year or two off, they came back and they realized how important our family is here, and that's such as and so the person who Keith Pratt is going to come and talk a little bit about Marty Orton, who's the other Hall of Fame, who can't be here today, but Marty, if you guys know, is an incredible person who's done so much for our league and continues to be part of it, and so we're just grateful for him. Keith Pratt.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vincent. I just want to say thank you to the board, thank you to the Hall of Fame committee, and to everyone that helped volunteer with this league. We participated together. And like Vincent said, I've been in the league many years, 30 plus years. We put a number on it. And I really appreciate this league. I made a lot of friends, and it's been very rewarding. We're here to induct Marty Orton, and he couldn't be here today because we have a family reunion in Utah. So that's the reason why he's not here. He is on vacation to visit. So I'm just going to say a few things about Marty, and then go over his chronology on teams within the GSL. So Marty, he currently is one of the co-founders of the Sea Dogs, which we started last year, and with our one first sponsor, Moby Dick. Marty has been in the league a number of years. He's always been upbeat. He's a great pitcher. He's a great person. We kind of reunited when I was joined the Legends division, and then we became great friends some more. Also, Marty has bartended at many places, but currently he's at Moby Dick. Also, he does volunteer for the Able League, and I think he's an officer or member of that team too. So he's very committed to the gay community and committed to promoting our lifestyle and promoting goodwill towards everybody. Marty started in the league in 1996 with the CBC Heat, and also there was the manager Ken Grimes was also there, and then from there he progressed to the Roaches. I don't know if people remember that team, but they were a good team. And from the Roaches from 1998 to 2015, he started and helped start the Cousins with David Bray. And people remember the Cousins. They're a fun team, great to party with, great to hang out with. I used to hang out with them also. They're a very good team. And then from 2016 to 2022, there were the Puffin Cousins. And then from 2017 to 2022, the Huffin Puffins were also part of that with Fred Leslie, who is on the board. And from 2023 to 2024, he was a co-founder of the Sea Dogs. Also, he went to the Gay Games in 2002 in Australia, and they took silver medal with the Aftershock team. And Mark Triplett was the manager of that team, which people probably know him or remember him. And he started off his World Series with the hard drive, and he went to Dallas and DC with them. And then the Legends, he played with Dallas, Austin, and Columbus. Well, the Hearts of Fury now kind of became the Seals at that time. And also, I would just like to say on Marty's behalf that he's very honored for this award. He's very touched and he's very upset that he couldn't be here today to share this with him. But let's give a round of applause for Marty Morton.
You get flowers.
Yes, you get the flowers.
Because they'll probably be dead by the time they get back. You take them home.
Let's get it. Our next inductee is John Alexander, who we were informed had no presenter, but we do have one. Alex?
All right.
You can do it if you want.
But before Alex takes from the and his introduction, we do have a surprise and message for John.
Oh, really?
No.
When you were in high school, you were in a talent show and sang "You Raise Me Up."
Oh.
Son, you raised everything and everyone around you with your energy, enthusiasm, and love for life and softball. You pour your heart into what is in front of you and give 100% to every task and project. Although I am as proud as any mom can be, I am never surprised by your accomplishments. John, you have always led, always looked into something and pushed it to the top. On behalf of your North Carolina family, we regret that we can't be there with you today to share this experience with you. This honor and recognition of your dedication and hard work exemplifies how you live your life. We are proud of you and hope you feel our love as you go through the events today. Mom, Donna, and family.
Damn it, mother.
Moms. Wow. Well, hi everybody. I'm Alexander, sister from another mister.
Yeah,
as
that's
we like
right.
to say. I don't know if I met John in 2004, but that's when he started in the league. My first real memories of John were a 2008 road trip to the Seattle.
Yes.
Seattle Gay World Series.
So much fun.
What a trip. Yeah. Got to learn a lot about each other, and his excitement and enthusiasm always was just made me laugh, made me smile all the time. John always is 100% in, always gives all of his energy to making sure the other players on the team and people in the league are enjoying it as much as they can, and helps them get better. That 2008 road trip was great. From then, started playing with John. Was it the F-liners?
Yes.
That was F-liners. Super fun. Most of the playing time I had with John was with Eagles, and I can say I never would have gotten to Paris for the gay games in 2018 if it wasn't for John. I was just, there's no way I was gonna go. And he's like, we can do it. We can raise the money and get the whole team to the gay games. So I think that is a huge accomplishment for a manager to do, and bring everybody with him. I didn't prepare anything to say because really wasn't sure I was actually going to be here, and I'm just trying to wing it, include most of the things that I remember about John. Mostly it's his tireless energy. He gives a lot of time to the league. Keeps a couple of teams going. Yeah, keeps a couple of teams going in different divisions. It's on the board. Yeah, it's a well-deserved induction into the Hall of Fame. John, I love you. You are forever a dirty girl, and I hope you continue your good work.
Thank
That's fun.
you. Oh, love you. I appreciate it.
Thanks for winging it out. And I'm going to do the same thing because I don't prepare speeches. That's not my MO. Mom, Donna, really? You got to make me cry in front of everybody? But I love you all. Thank you very much. From a young age, I played ball. I played baseball my whole life until I became queer in college or queer in high school. And it was obvious that I didn't fit in. And so I started coaching the women. And so it was all about women's softball. I was a JV pitching coach in high school. That year, we won the world championship or national championship in high school. And so I took all the 9th grade, 10th grade girls and taught them how to pitch. So that when the varsity girls got worn out, they got called up. And ever since then, I loved softball. And I found my home. I found my queer space. Because we had the biggest lesbian coach in the world, cutest little thing, biggest bull dyke you've ever met in your life. Absolute heart, like Coach Adams, you did it for me. You locked me in for softball for the rest of my life. Like, as far as I'm concerned, new friends, new family, new children. I never thought I'd have children in my life, then I started coaching softball. And now I have more children than anybody in this league, and if anybody has more children than me, probably Ray Tilton. I have sons, daughters, trans individuals, straight people, all of them. It does not matter to me. Like, the space is for a human being and for positive energy. And if you're those two things for me, you can come right on in and play ball with me. And if you're not, see you later. You know, I don't mince a lot of words. I'm very straightforward. As you all know, I'm very loud, very passionate. And if you haven't heard me on the field, well, then you're probably my brother and you're deaf. and you know I am loud. So there's a reason I'm loud, and it's because of you, Adam. And yes, my sister back there, Angel, the only person I signed with until Tony, I think we have something to start for the future. A deaf team. The first queer deaf team. Next year. And if you don't know, this is applause to people that cannot hear, because this is not valid. They can't hear it, but they can see this. So from this moment, Tony, Angel, let's start a deaf team. Let's find some deaf queer people. I don't care. You have to sign. Number one, even if you're hearing, you have to sign. At my dinner table growing up, my mother said, your brother cannot hear you, so you need to move your hands. Where do you think I got this all from? So luckily in 2007, 6, something like that, my sister from another mister and her beautiful partner, Stacy Stobo, they taught me how to umpire. And from then I stepped behind the plate. I learned the game. I learned how to run park and rec ball. These straight boys are out there with all their agroness and like, oh, my cheeseball, I need to hit the ball. I need to slide into the face. I need to have attitude. And they were like, well, you're the one running the game. Take charge. You're the one being paid. They're there to play a game. You're the one to keep them safe and to make sure that everyone has a good time. And so from that point, like, that just like entrenched my love for softball. Like, those two women right there are the reason why I still play softball today. 100%. And then this man right here, Vincent, on top of it, you're like the cherry on top of the cake. Playing softball, I mean, this is my 20th year. 2004 was my first year in SFGSL. I joined the F-liners, and I got rated out in D. When you had to be like a 12 or whatever to go into C. And I didn't know what I was doing. And we had amazing people in the league, and they were just like, come on, let's go. You'll be fine in C. I walked on, played third base, sat everybody that tried to play third base instead of me. Had a blast. Went to 5 World Series. Started my own collective in 2014 for the Eagle, with help from Ray Tilton, of course, when they reopened their bar in 2012, or was it 2012? 2013. We were their namesake. I started the Eagles. And today we have 5 teams in our franchise. Last year was our first year for a women's BC team, the SOAR. Kaylee Stover and Nikki Rozzo and I said, we have so many talented women that are playing softball with us. Why the hell do we not have a BC team? And so they were created. I got to coach at the Women's World Series last year. Like, what? My little high school queer boy heart was melting, like, with all these, like, amazing women on the field. And men, and trans, and whoever, non-binary, it didn't matter. Because the point was about acceptance and about being your genuine self. And if that's not what you were, then somebody had problems with it normally. But the people that I met at the Asana World Series, and the people that I've met year in and year out at the World Series for gay softball with IPS, I'm also the current vice president of Team San Francisco, so it goes a little deeper beyond softball. I organize all of the sports with Team San Francisco for the gay games every 4 years. And very proud of that. We're trying to really kind of take us into more of a modern, less of a quadriennial relation to queer sports, to more of an annual thing. Kind of like what Sin City's done. I think that there's a large platform for us as queer athletes to host more large-scale events like that. We are the gay mecca, for Christ's sakes. Everybody in the world wants to come see it, or they hate it because they're just jealous of it. So I feel very fortunate to be part of this league and to be on the board. It's my 2nd season as a D Division rep, and I really feel honored to have won that race. It was the first real competition we had in probably 10 years for a board spot. There were 5 people that ran against me, and I'm very proud to be standing here newly elected into my 2nd term. So thank you all for the support for the years. I'm very excited to continue and foster these friendships. There's 2 other teams that came out in the forefront last year. I gave birth to the Karens, our newest E team. And they came out of a tournament with Matt Boges, actually. Everybody knows Fuzzy. We went to Palm Springs as the Karens for D. And he said, well, this was a lot of fun. We pulled together all the sassiest bitches possible. And we were like, all right, the point is, I want everybody to get close to ejected from the umpire. Of course, you know that was me. 4 times, Stacy. 4 times. I had so many drinks to buy at that closing party, let me tell you. I don't want to make an enemy, but I'm going to push it down below. Like, let's have fun with it. Like, if you're not here to have fun, then just sit down and stop being grumpy. Like, that's what the Karens are all about. Like, they're all about that positive energy and that infectious, like, just general wanting to have a good time. And then last year, to kind of put the icing on the top beside Vincent, I was so fortunate to have met Dawn here with our Gaia Human Capital, amazing sponsor, who we need to give a big round of applause for. And our new sponsors, and she's going to be driving the helm for corporate sponsorship and stuff for moving forward. But she stepped up last year when we had 17 free agents at the end of registration, when the team registration was closed. And I looked at Vincent and I said, why do we have 17 free agents in the D division? And he goes, I don't know, I guess the teams are full. And I said, well, I want to create a team. I said, that's enough people for a team. And so I did. And it was, the last time that was done, I think it was called a free agent team. And I believe it was Mike Cross that got pulled onto a free agent team when he was a rookie, 4,522 years ago. And Dawn stepped up as the sponsor to pay the sponsor fee. And I was the coach, and I had no idea what the hell I was doing, running 5 teams. I was like, girl, you've lost your mind. Like, literally lost your mind. But then Dawn really, came in and ended up switching teams before the ad dropped and came over to the Gaia Eaglettes that we named the team. And they are our 5th team. We have had Eagles C and C Rec for a long time, and now Nikki Razzo has taken that team up to C Competitive and actually just beat Vincent's team. We're not happy about that, were you? I love it. And our Eagles D team, we've been to the World Series the past 3 years in a row, and we have all kind of branched out and gone our own way. A lot of people have gone to the Legends division. A couple of people went down to E, a couple of people stopped playing. One went to the Cougars, and so on and so forth. And, to become not personally attached to softball is hard, but to become not personally attached to people's personal decisions was the best decision I ever made coaching and playing softball. Because if they come, they're great. If they go, okay, I'm sad, but c'est la vie. I hope you come back and play again. But, not being personally attached to it has given me more reward, I think, coaching and managing than before. Being, hypercritical, extremely competitive, and just, there's a time and place for that, but, having the ebb and flow of a team and being able to be a human being and say, yeah, there are vacations. Marty, I'm glad you're with your family and you're with your family reunion today because this family will always be here for you, sweetheart. So, thank you very much. I look forward to another 20 years with the Softball League and serving on the board with you and these other beautiful people that we worked with on the board for many years to come. So, thank you all very much.
Yeah, you spelled it right. Oh, thank you. Let me get Thank you.
I think he looked great since he lost someone.
He always looks good.
45 pounds to do it. Put the gin down and pick the kombucha up, girls. All right, thank you. All right, now for our 4th inductees. Wow, this has been. Just really appreciate everyone, and thank you all for just being yourself when you come up here. It's such a beautiful thing to be able to see, and I think that's the space where we want to create for folks to be them. And it just shows the amazing diversity that we have in this league of all the different personalities and all the stuff. It is wonderful to be able to see right aspect of it. So the next person is going to come up, who's going to be our fourth inductee, is Everett, who does not like to talk much. So this is going to be a wonderful thing for him to be able to come up here and show who he really is. So we're grateful that he is going to be able to be inducted this year in the Hall of Fame. And someone who knows him very well, I'm going to come introduce him, is John Christopher.
So the game of softball was a part of Everett's life from early on. He grew up watching his dad play. In 2002, he joined the Fort Lauderdale League, where he played until 2007. In 2008, he moved to San Francisco and played for the Inferno. After a few years of playing, in 2013, he was looking for a team. Like any coach does that's looking for players, you reach out to them. He showed up to that first practice and has never left. Everett is the type of teammate who is he went from the type of teammate who is quiet and soft-spoken to be loud and boisterous and will not be happy when you screw up in practice. And he'll let you know it. However, he will then take the time to work with you to correct the problem, to make sure that you get it right. Off the field, Everett's love for the games and league is to make those around him and the league a better place for everyone. When not playing softball, Everett has given back to the community in many ways, but none bigger than raising money and participating in 10 life cycle age rides. I'm happy to call Everett a friend, a teammate, and now a TSL Hall of Famer.
They let me out for good behavior. Hi, I'm Everett.
Hey, Everett. Oh.
And I have a sports problem. I've been playing sports from an early age. My mom was a PE teacher, so everybody in the family was a swimmer at the get-go, and then I moved on to running, soccer, cycling, triathlons, and in 2002, softball. I remember as a kid my father playing wooden bats back in the day, and I always knew that I wanted to play. In 2002, I moved up to Fort Lauderdale, partially so I could play in the game. Yep. So, not much of a public speaker. Usually I get vocal after you know me for like 4 or 5 years. Until then I'm pretty quiet.
True.
But like I said, sports is my life, among other things, but it's a major portion of it. And I just wanted to thank the league, people who work for the league on the board, all my teammates, my opponents, and now and again, But again, I don't normally have a lot to say, but I did write something to end in my 15 minutes of thanking you. I wrote a poem. It's called Again. Never been the fastest, but the fastest me I have been. Never been the strongest, biggest, the comparisons have no end. Never the greatest, just me I have been, just me, again and again. And now I'm just going to stand here and cry. Thank you.
All right, getting towards the end here, and also before we leave, all the people who was inducted to the Hall of Fame, so I want you guys to come back up here with your flowers and your plaque, because this light does not help very much when you take pictures, so that comes out as good as I would like. So once again, let's just give a huge congratulations to our 4 incredible inductees. It just really warms my heart to be able to hear people come up and share their experience with all of us. And it just made me even more appreciative and grateful the fact that we decided to separate the Hall of Fame for the actual awards that we used to do, because we would never get this opportunity to actually hear from the folks who actually are inducted to our league and what it means to them regarding that aspect of it. So I want to thank each and every one of you for that wonderful gift that you gave us today, and we're going to continue to cherish it and just continue to be who you are, because that's one of the beauties of this league, that we do allow people to be themselves and continue to grow and continue to evolve, and just so grateful for each and every one of you. So thank you all. Welcome to the class of 2024. And have a wonderful day. And there's a lot of food, so please eat. And don't forget to everything. Thank you all. Have a great day.
Sorry that I missed you. Didn't go as fast as I could. I said I'm sorry that I missed you. It's recorded. I'll watch it again.
Bring back the mohawk. Bring back the mohawk.
Oh, you like the mohawk? Thank you. How are you? You liked it? Oh, how's it going?
Congratulations.
I'm good. What's that? What? My mom? Well, my mom, yeah, that was a surprise. But yeah, of course, it's a surprise. It's like, okay. Well, we gotta do another photo. Get you a free shirt back there. Little goodie bag, girl. Thank you, heart.